Dear ladies and gentlemen, I want you to lean in for a moment, not just with your ears, but with your heart, because what I'm about to share could unlock something in you that's been waiting too long to break free. Success isn't first about strategy, it's about mindset. It's not about your bank account, your degree, or how many followers you have. It's about what happens between your ears and inside your spirit when nobody is watching. That's where battles are won. That's where transformation begins. 1. Successful people think bigger even when they feel smaller. They don't shrink to fit circumstances. They stretch their faith to meet challenges. 2. Successful people think forward, not backward. They don't live in the regret of yesterday. They live in the purpose of today and the promise of tomorrow. 3. Successful people think gratitude first. They don't wait for life to be perfect to be thankful. They make thankfulness their weapon in imperfect seasons. 4. Successful people think purpose over pressure. They don't cave in when life gets heavy. They ask, what is this pressure preparing me for? 5. Successful people think responsibility, not blame. They stop pointing fingers and start lifting their hands to say, I own my growth. 6. Successful people think process over perfection. They don't need everything to be perfect to get started. They just need to say yes to the process. 7. Successful people think faith over fear. They don't let fear drive their decisions. They remember who's in the boat with them when the storm comes. 8. Successful people think long-term impact. They aren't chasing applause. They're building a legacy. 9. Successful people think identity before activity. They know who they are before they decide what to do. Because when your identity is clear, your direction becomes obvious. 10. Successful people think heaven's perspective. They rise above drama, above doubt, above distraction, because they know this life is temporary, but their calling is eternal. Ladies and gentlemen, the way you think will shape the way you live. You don't need a title to think successfully. You don't need a platform. You need a renewed mind and a willing heart. So today, choose to think differently. Speak life over yourself. Take the lid off your faith and watch what God can do through a mind that refuses to stay small. Your thoughts are the first battlefield, and you're not going to lose this one. Not today, not ever. Would you like this turned into a video script or turned into a graphic/thumbnail? 2/2, absolutely. Here's an expanded version of ***, key point 1 *** in a passionate, sermon-style tone, drawn out with emotional depth, urgency, and energy, * without subtitles or conclusion **. Successful people think * bigger * even when they feel smaller. Let me tell you something right now, **, your size in the eyes of God is not determined by your current circumstance, your income level, or how many people believe in you **. Your size is measured by the capacity of your vision, by the reach of your belief, by the courage in your decisions. And here's the truth most people don't want to say out loud. ***, successful people often feel inadequate ***. They feel unqualified, they feel overwhelmed. But the difference is, they refuse to let that feeling set the boundaries of their future. You see, most people shrink themselves to fit into rooms that they were never meant to stay in. They shrink their dreams because of rejection. They shrink their calling because of failure. They shrink their boldness because someone didn't clap for them. But successful people, they walk in and they stretch the room. They don't look for permission to think big. They bring expansion with them, even when they're terrified, even when they don't have the money, even when they're the least experienced person in the room. Because what you feel does not define what your call to *. You can feel like a grasshopper and still be destined to take the land. You can feel underqualified and still be chosen. You can feel like you're the least, the last, the overlooked. And yet God will give you vision for nations, ideas for impact, and influence that stretches far beyond what your eyes can currently see. Successful people tap into that. They stop waiting to feel ready and start moving with faith. They recognize that *** big thinking isn't arrogance, it's obedience ***, Because when God gives you a big vision, it's not your job to shrink it, it's your job to carry it. And carrying big things comes with weight. That's why it feels uncomfortable. That's why you feel tension. Because you're not supposed to think on the level of your surroundings. You're supposed to think on the level of your assignment. And if your thinking doesn't scare you a little, it's probably not faith-based. If your vision fits in your hands, it's probably not from God. Successful people build mental muscle to expand what others collapse under. They hear the same criticisms, feel the same pressure, experience the same delays, but they keep stretching their thinking because they know that small thoughts lead to small moves, and small moves can't unlock big breakthroughs They don't think based on what they have, they think based on what they're becoming and becoming takes faith, it takes vision, it takes a refusal to let insecurity set the tone for your future. You want to shift your life. You've got to shift your thinking, and you've got to do it while you're still standing in small places. Think bigger when your bank account is empty. Think bigger when no one believes in you. Think bigger when the doors aren't opening. Because successful people don't think big after they succeed. They think big until they succeed. And if you keep thinking small to protect your comfort, you'll never break into the future God has for you. So right now, in the middle of what feels small, believe bigger, speak bigger, plan bigger, pray bigger. You are not the exception to God's promise. You are the expression of it, and He didn't call you to fit in. He called you to break limits. Let me know if you'd like key point 2 expanded next. Of course, here's a powerful, extended version of key point 2 maintaining the passionate, challenging, and high impact tone. No subtitle, no conclusion, just a deep dive into the concept. Successful people think forward, not backward. There is a dangerous illusion that keeps people stuck. It's the lie that what's behind you is more powerful than what's ahead of you. That your mistakes are louder than your potential. That your past qualifies you more than your promise. But let me tell you something. Successful people do not build their future by staring at their history. They don't spend their energy replaying what they can't undo. They use their energy to prepare for what they still have time to become. You cannot walk into what's next while dragging what's behind. You cannot take hold of tomorrow while holding a grudge against yesterday. You cannot hear the voice of destiny if your mind is still echoing the failures of your past. And successful people, those who rise, those who lead, those who break cycles, they understand that forward thinking isn't a mindset. It's warfare It's warfare against shame, against regret, against every internal voice that says you've already messed up too much. Or you should have been further by now. Because if the enemy can keep you rehearsing your failures, he can stop you from reaching your future. But successful people fight that battle differently. They say, I'm not denying my past, I'm just refusing to live there. They know the rear-view mirror is small for a reason. It's not where your focus belongs. It's a reference, not a residence. When a successful person thinks forward, they don't ignore what happened, but they don't let it define what can happen next. They don't let broken seasons dictate blessed futures. They understand that every mistake taught them something, and that lesson is more valuable than the loss. They don't carry bitterness forward, they carry wisdom. They don't drag wounds forward. They bring scars that testify, I've healed and I'm still here. And maybe that's you right now. You're walking, but you're still mentally locked in a season you haven't forgiven yourself for. You're showing up physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you're still in that failure, that heartbreak, that trauma. But hear me, you can't walk in freedom if you keep anchoring your identity in a moment that already passed, You are not that mistake, you are not that decision, you are not that season, you are becoming something new and forward. Thinking people give themselves permission to move, they talk differently. They don't say, I wish I could go back. They say, I'm grateful I made it through. They don't get stuck in what was. They're being shaped by what asterisk could be asterisk. They're not longing for the comfort of yesterday. They're chasing the calling of tomorrow, because for them the past is a lesson, not a limitation. Do you know why God put your eyes in the front of your head and not the back? Because He designed you for forward motion. He doesn't lead you by taking you back. He leads you by pulling you forward, and successful people align their minds with that truth. They don't just move physically, they move mentally. They think about how to grow, how to evolve, how to respond, how to build. They ask, what's next? Not, why did that happen? The future is not something you wait for. It's something you walk toward . And if you're still building your thoughts around what happened before, you'll never fully step into what God wants to do next. Because He's always doing a new thing. But you won't see it if you're still fixated on the old. So successful people let go. They release what they can't redo. They forgive themselves. They learn the lesson, and then they move. With vision, with focus, with hope. Because the only thing more powerful than what's behind you is what God's placed in front of you. Ready for key point 3 next? Absolutely. Here's a full, rich expansion of key point 3 in the same emotionally charged mind. Shifting tone, no subtitle, no conclusion. Successful people think gratitude first. It's easy to say thank you when life is going your way, when doors open, when blessings flow, when people clap for you, and when you feel like you're finally getting ahead in those moments. Gratitude feels natural. But successful people don't just practice gratitude when it's convenient, they practice it when it's counterintuitive . They don't wait until they feel grateful. They think grateful. They decide grateful. Because they understand that gratitude is not an emotion, it's a weapon. It's not the result of success, it's the foundation of it. You want to shift your mindset, start with gratitude. You want to see the goodness of life again? Start with gratitude. You want to stop feeling like you're always behind or never enough? Shift your focus to what's already in your hands, because here's the truth. You can't feel broken and grateful at the same time. One will silence the other, and successful people choose to silence the complaint so they can amplify the thanks. Gratitude repositions your heart. It reframes your problems. It reminds you that even if you're not where you want to be, you're no longer where you used to be. And sometimes the biggest miracle is that you made it through what others didn't survive. See, gratitude says, I may not have everything I prayed for, but I have something worth praising for. Gratitude says, I may be in process, but I've seen progress. And when you can recognize the hand of God in the middle of the mess, when you can see grace even in grief, when you can still worship even in the waiting, you become dangerous, because gratitude turns your weakness into strength. It doesn't change the facts, it changes your focus. People who fail to grow in life usually have one thing in common. They're too busy focusing on what's missing to appreciate what's working. They're fixated on who left rather than who stayed. They're obsessed with what they lost, not what they learned. And that creates a cycle of scarcity, always chasing, always comparing, always exhausted. But successful people break that cycle by choosing gratitude. They know comparison is a thief, but gratitude is a multiplier. When you think gratitude first, what you have becomes more than enough . And let me tell you something else, gratitude is what unlocks peace in chaotic seasons. You don't get peace just by escaping problems. You get peace by changing your perspective within them. And when you wake up in the morning and say, God, thank you for breath in my lungs. Thank you for strength in my body. Thank you for another shot at today. That mindset doesn't just change your mood, it changes your movement . You walk differently when you know you're blessed. You speak differently when your mind is grounded in appreciation. You treat people differently when you know your value isn't based on what you don't have, but what you do have and what you've been through. Even in failure, there's something to be grateful for. Even in heartbreak, there's evidence of God's goodness. Even when life feels stuck, the fact that you're still here means your purpose hasn't expired. And successful people carry that perspective like armor. When others are drowning in disappointment, they're rising with thanksgiving. When others are consumed with frustration, they're moving with perspective. They don't need everything to be perfect to praise. They don't wait for applause to find appreciation. They live from the inside out, and gratitude is their starting point every single time, because you can't change your external world until you shift your internal lens. And nothing shifts your life faster than a grateful mind in an ungrateful culture. Want to continue with key point 4? Absolutely. Here's an expanded version of *** key point 4 ***. Rich in emotional weight and faith, build energy, keeping the tone strong and raw. Just like a message meant to stir the soul, no subtitle, no conclusion. Just power and truth. Successful people think purpose over pressure. Most people live their lives reacting to pressure. They wake up stressed, move through the day overwhelmed, go to bed restless. And somewhere in the middle of all that, they forget why they're doing what they're doing. Because pressure has a way of blinding you to purpose. It makes you focus on survival instead of vision. But successful people have learned something critical. ***, if you don't anchor yourself in purpose, pressure will push you in the wrong direction. ***, pressure is unavoidable. It will come in many forms: deadlines, expectations, criticism, uncertainty, responsibility, silence. And if you let pressure speak louder than purpose, you'll start making decisions based on who's watching instead of who you're becoming . You'll try to please people instead of fulfilling your assignment. You'll begin to chase performance instead of living in alignment. And eventually, you'll burn out, not because you were doing too much, but because you were doing the right things for the wrong reasons. Successful people feel the same weight everyone else feels, but instead of letting pressure paralyze them, they ask one question, ***, what is this pressure trying to reveal about my purpose? ***, because every time God stretches you, there will be pressure. Every time He promotes you, there will be pressure. Every time you get close to breakthrough, there will be pressure. So the goal is not to eliminate the pressure, it's to interpret it correctly. Pressure doesn't always mean you're in the wrong place. Sometimes it's the confirmation that you're exactly where you need to be. You're just growing, you're just leveling up, you're just moving into new capacity, and the reason it feels heavy is because you're carrying something worth birthing. Purpose always comes with weight. You don't carry something great without pressure. You don't build something eternal without resistance. That tension you're feeling, that stress that tries to crush you, it's not the end, it's the signal that something powerful is on the inside of you, and it's trying to come out. But you've got to be intentional with your thoughts, because pressure loves to lie. It'll tell you you're not enough, that you're falling behind, that you're not equipped, that you should quit. But purpose speaks a different language. Purpose says, * you were made for this. * purpose says, * you've got grace for this. * purpose says, * don't give up now. Your impact is just beginning. * and listen, when you think purpose over pressure, you stop looking for ease and start looking for meaning. You stop asking, when will this get easier? And start asking, what is this making of me? Because successful people aren't chasing comfort. They're chasing clarity. They don't just want relief. They want revelation. They know that comfort zones kill calling zones, so they stay faithful even when it's hard. They stay focused even when it's quiet. They keep showing up because they know that the pain of pressure can't compete with the power of purpose. And here's the twist. Sometimes the pressure doesn't come from outside. It comes from within, the pressure to be perfect, the pressure to never fail, the pressure to live up to your own expectations. But successful people confront that internal weight too. They remind themselves, * my value isn't in my performance, it's in my purpose. * I don't have to impress everyone. I just have to stay obedient to the assignment on my life. Purpose puts pressure in its place. Purpose lifts your eyes when pressure pulls you down. Purpose reminds you that what you're doing isn't just for today. It's for something greater than you, something bigger than your current season, something eternal. And that kind of thinking doesn't just help you endure the pressure, it helps you rise through it. Let me know if you'd like Key Point 5 expanded next.